Hello and welcome to anyone and everyone who's decided to watch this video. Today, we're looking over the Takara Tomy Transformers Lunar Cruiser Prime, a special version of Optimus Prime made as a collaboration with JAXA, I believe is how you say it. Maybe. I don't know. It's the new Japanese space program that is planning to go to the moon and had this particular little truck here designed for them by Toyota, and they decided to make an Optimus Prime toy out of it. And you know, that's just one of those fun, cool things I just had to get. And it came in this crazy little box that is almost Transformers Masterpiece-like. It's got some fun photography here of him standing behind the moon in space. And you got a picture of the vehicle in the box. You got the warning stuff on the bottom. And we'll just get this out of the way and take a look at Cruiser Prime himself. And this is obviously him as the Lunar Cruiser, and you can really only tell this is a Transformer because of 1, panel lines, 2, matrix, and robot legs underneath. But from a distance, you're not really going to think Transformer when looking at this. Although, compared to Optimus Prime, it does kind of have a bit of a roller feel to it. But still, it's pretty cool. Here it's got the wheels in the front, 2 in the front, 1 in the back, which is interesting compared to a regular Optimus Prime being a truck. So it's like his wheels have been reversed. Of course, we got a little side-by-side here now. And you can see on this side, he has this tube thing, and we'll get back to that later on. And on both sides, he has the detailing with the Toyota logo, the JAXA logo, and the little Japanese flag here. And he's also got some lights here. Some nice ribbing on the tires, these beautiful silver tires. He's got more lights on the back. I don't know what that is. Some kind of hook thing, maybe. These dots, I don't know, maybe they're like thrusters or something. Here's the other side, identical aside for the tube. He's got these antennas that are very, very soft, very rubbery. And here on the roof, he's got this, what I assume is a radar dish, and this can actually articulate. It's pretty tight, and it comes off. Yeah, it can pop off, but it goes back on just fine. You have to pop it off to transform it anyway. And underneath the dish, there's this black panel. Don't really know what that is, if that's just another window. And the regular windows here are a nice orange. He's also got a tow hitch there. It's pretty cool. It's a fun, quirky little thing. And supposedly, they are going to make a real version of this truck thing. And I always like Transformers that turn into real-world stuff instead of just the usual fictional stuff. And it's just fun to have something as unique as this as a Transformers toy. It really reminds me of Dark of the Moon, since with the whole moon theme of that movie, they made a bunch of toys that kind of looked like this, including Roller here from the pocket-sized Dark of the Moon line. And this guy almost feels like an Optimus Prime that turns into a bloated up G1 roller. Unintentionally, of course. But it's kind of interesting how this Prime, in a way, is connected to this roller in their space theme. Very fun. Very interesting. But that's about all we gotta say about the vehicle mode. It's cool, it's unique, and it was definitely a fun thing. Actually, we do have one more thing to talk about. We gotta open up the back here and pull out this. Being ridiculous, just moving too far forward, forgetting stuff. And panel him back up here. And we got this, which is his solar panel. And you gotta take this and tab it into the side here. Now the tab that goes on the panel that goes into the tube, that one sticks in a bit better. It's a bit harder to get this tab connected perfectly. But it's fine. It still looks good. And now it's got a big solar panel on the side. And apparently on the real vehicle, I believe this rolls up. Like the panel rolls up and hides inside this tube, explaining why it's here on the side of the vehicle. And again, just a very fun, unique thing to see on a TF. And very cool, very fun. It's always nice to have something different in the Transformers collection. But now we've seen everything the truck can do. So now we're going to take a look at the robot. Go into space, Prime. Go into space. And looking at the robot mode, it is a very wonderful looking G1-like Optimus Prime, with some shockingly dark colors, but that does add a very nice contrast to the white. And if we get a closer look at the detailing, we got the traditional Prime legs, we got the tires on the side stacking up together with the rims wrapping around them, and the back tire is tucked inside his leg. And he's got the traditional Prime thighs with the yellow striping on the undies. And I do feel a little upset that they spent the money to get some yellow paint here, but not for the arrows they put on his forearms. And speaking of, they are in a very, very dark red, which is also got a little bit extra of it used here in the waist. And you can see the tow winch is now on his belt, which is a nice place to put it. I actually feel like that would be a cool detail to see on Transformers more often, but I don't really like the way the hook stands on the winch. I feel it looks a little odd. And there he's got the traditional window chest, Toyota logo, the matrix is in there. It is not a removable matrix. But, most of those Primes can't even hold their removable matrices anyway, so why make it removable? He's got these headlights that look a lot like screws. Like, they really look like screws to me. He's got an Autobot logo on the shoulder. He's got a nice Optimus Prime head sculpt. Very, very good. A very well done Prime head sculpt. Very brick-like antennas on this version. But it looks nice. It looks really good. I also like these little things that emulate the look of his smokestacks. And you can see that tube for the solar panel has folded up to become whatever. You could argue it's like a cannon, so he can shoot the bad guys. I think it's just there because it needed to go somewhere. And also, speaking of things that just needed to go somewhere, his antenna, because of the way the roof just collapses in, it just folds off to the side, and I don't really like this either. I wish it stuck up like this one did. I feel like they could have made that work, but they didn't. And it was, if you noticed, he's got some pieces missing, and those are the dish and the solar panel. And that is because you can take these and clip them over his smokestacks, which is pretty cool. You can also put this handle for the solar panel in his hand, but it kind of gets in the way. Like, the clearance isn't the best, so it pops off pretty easily, and it doesn't really look that cool in the hand anyway. It definitely looks better up here on the shoulder. It's just, it makes him stand out a little bit more in terms of his silhouette, and plus you can adjust it to go whichever way you want. It helps keep him unique feeling in his design. And let's just show him next to another Optimus Prime. And we can see he is around the Voyager size. So this can just be your Optimus in your Generations collection if you want it to be, really, because of the scale and the design. It would fit in really well. But it's really a Prime you get for the novelty of the space vehicle. And you know what? I appreciate the novelty. And it's just a good articulated Prime. There's really not that much to complain about here. And, you know, I like silly little gimmick stuff like this. And it's cool that we got it. So that's about all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and see you guys around.